Hey guys, welcome back to the Motorcycle Room. I have an exciting video for you today because I recently purchased this. And I know you're probably thinking, Ben, this is the Motorcycle Room. What are you doing with a 30-year-old BMW? But this has a special story behind it. So, this is a 1987 325 iX all-wheel drive 5-speed manual BMW Coupe. Now, they did not export the 325 iX to the United States until 1988. So this is actually a Euromarket car, which was, I believe, modified by either the factory or an importer to meet US specifications. It was imported into Massachusetts in 1987 and was built in 1986. And I had no plans to purchase this car. I just went to go look at it, and it was a little bit more rusty than what I wanted. So I kind of was going to tell the guy no, and I took it for one last spin around the parking lot, and when I did that, it blew up. So the radiator exploded, or so I thought, and it leaked coolant all over the place, and it was kind of a disaster. And the guy was like, well, I need the money for this car so that I can build my Focus, and he let it go for really cheap. When I went to go pick it up after that, I figured out that it was not the radiator that blew, it was actually the coolant hose. Because this is an early E30, they have a problem, which I'll show you guys a picture of, which is that the coolant hose routes right next to the alternator, and the fan can quickly rub a hole in the cooling hose. And that's exactly what happened on my test drive, so it ended up being fine. And I figured the chances of me making money on this car were a lot greater than the chances of me losing money having to spend a lot on it. So especially because this is a super rare Euro spec and it's been in the US since new. I actually checked the Carfax for it. We'll see what I do with this car, but I do have a lot of work to get to before I can even think about driving it regularly or selling it. And it's kind of a big project right now, but the cool thing is that with everything at a standstill because of coronavirus, I'll have a little bit more time to work on it. Everything on this car works. I'm going to start it up for you guys to show you. Hopefully, it's been sitting for a couple days, but oops. No problem. It smells like an old car, runs kind of like an old car. The door chime works. This turns off. See, got the radio. Awesome clock. It also has these nice leather sport seats, which are great. The M-Tech steering wheel. And the key is to have the 5-speed manual, which I love having a manual car, but this has an insane amount of shifter play. That's first gear. Okay. That is neutral. So first gear. Yeah, not great. You guys can hear it just ticking. Probably needs a valve adjustment or something. Or that could be the injectors. But it's really not too bad. And overall, pretty clean engine. Maybe some vacuum leaks. A little crusty. Not like a crazy amount of smoke or anything like that. So yeah, goodbye, I hope. We'll see. So it's kind of hard to see, but basically that's the alternator right there. See the fan, and then the hose. I zip tied this away, but you can even see it kind of exits out the bottom there. And unless you zip tie this, even zip tied, it's really close to there. And the air box here actually pushes that down. So this is kind of a design flaw. Hard to see, but basically I have the air box raised up so it doesn't push down on the hose and push it into the alternator fan. We can see that it was last inspected in 2012, so the car has not been inspected for at least 8 years, and probably the timing belt wasn't changed in that time either. Everything is intact. It works. Overall, excited about this, but you can see there's little bits of rust here and there. There's one right there. And if we go to the underbody, it's not too bad, but there's definitely some corrosion here and there. It has a really strange rear
bumper. It looks great from here, and then if you look, it just stops. So I don't know if there was a stock body kit that went on here that it's missing. And then obviously the paint is pretty bad on this top. The sides are decent, but I'm probably gonna need at least new clear coat on the roof, as well as on the hood and the trunk. Hood's not horrible, but if you come in closely, you see these little paint scallops. So I don't know if this means it's been resprayed or what these are caused by, but they definitely do not look good. The rust kind of continues in the engine bay. You can see the booster's a little bit rusted. If you start to look closely, there's a bit of corrosion all over everything. And then in the rear brakes do not work. The front brakes work fine, but the rears do not work at all because the brake lines are corroded. And there's some paint issues right here. One thing I love about this car is that it does have the fenders, these over fenders. These are unique to the iX. And yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It looks like this is kind of corroded away. I think that the more I take off this body kit, the more rust I'm gonna find. And that's what I'm worried about. But I bought the car at this point, and it is a low mileage, rare example, so I'm just gonna deal with it. I mean, you can see here the doors got some rust, and there's some rust here, and I'm sure there is a ton of rust under these things, especially if this is any indication. Could be rusted in this whole valence area, actually, just on the edges. That will be really not fun to fix.
So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and look forward to the next couple videos where I'll be doing a timing belt replacement, fixing the rear brakes, and hopefully digging a little bit into this rust.